For nature.
For the ocean.
For people.
For animals.
Hello, dear SANUSPLANET community. I welcome you all to the SANUSPLANET podcast. And this is a podcast which gives you so much background about all the organizations we support.
In the sea, in the tropical ocean around the world, we have the coral reef. It is the source of life.
The insanity of people doing fundraisers for Save the Ocean, and they're doing a barbecue, hot dogs and everything else. And it's like, we see quite a lot of these NGOs who are just talking about sustainable fishing, who just believe, we've got to go sustainable. Let's promote sustainable fishing. Well, sadly, there is no such thing.
That if phytoplankton goes away, we do too. And if phytoplankton is diminished, we're diminished. We simply cannot live on a planet without phytoplankton.
When it's already dead, then they say, oh, there's no more fish. How come there's no more fish? They don't realize that the coral is the source of food and shelter for the fish, right? So what I want to give is I want to teach them how to grow coral.
I wondered why I never find seahorses on the water, but in Hong Kong I saw why. They're all there. They're all dead and dried. It's crazy.
Yeah, as an underwater photographer, trying to find a seahorse, you find one and the divers all freak out and spend the rest of the dive just taking a picture of this one seahorse.
Yes.
Here I can get you 10 kilos in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I go to Africa or in this kind of countries, you bring water, you bring schools, etc. But you bring back much more than what you succeed to give. And you collect as you give. That's the real story. That's what we should do always. Actually, water is what connecting a butterfly to Salu's life.
In the beginning, everything is slow, right? But if you don't continue to do it, right? And people will start to say, nobody does it anymore. Forget it. It's so bad. We don't have to do it anymore. Then that's the time that we are losing.
Intelligence-based conservation. I mean, I find that conservation, a lot of it is done on empathy. Please save the poor dolphins. They're so cute. And people go to governments with that and say, please, no, save the dolphins because it's wrong. And it's like, no, that's not how governments make their decisions.
If you expect a politician to actually make a decision to actually change things, well, that's a little too risky. For instance, I remember 30 years ago in Canada, the Prime Minister of Canada there, a conservative Prime Minister, Joe Clark, he said, we really should pay the amount of the value for a gallon of gasoline for what it really is. This is all subsidized. This removes the subsidies, and people should pay so they understand exactly what the value is. 6 months later, he was no longer Prime Minister.
Ich hatte so ein starkes Bedürfnis, was zu verändern, und ich wollte auch mich verändern. Ich wollte Leuten zeigen, es geht mit Spaß und es ist kein großer Aufwand.
Mittlerweile sind wir schon über 90.000 Kinder und Jugendliche auf der ganzen Welt, die als Botschafter für Klimagerechtigkeit die Botschaft vom Bäume pflanzen weiter verbreiten.
The thing is that wherever we go, we recreate the reef that is dying or dead reef back to life.
I think that the social movements have and became a very important actor on the defense of these human and nature rights.
Ich glaube, einfach zu sagen, es macht keinen Unterschied, ist genau das falsche Signal.
We exceeded with, I think, 5,000 people having water and 700 school children.
So I think, we have more and more deep problems, but at the same time, more organization and more consciousness of the importance to defend the planet, the earth, the water, the seeds, the life.
Ich glaube, Kinder sind oft dann auch gut zu begeistern, weil sie auch sehen, dass es um ihre eigene Zukunft geht. Und gerade mit sowas Nahbaren wie Bäume pflanzen ist es natürlich super. Eine Sache, wofür man sich konkret dann auch einsetzen kann.
There will be always some light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm not concerned about the odds against us. I'm not concerned about winning or losing. We're here because this is the right thing to do, the right time to do it, and the right place to be. Don't worry about the future. concentrate and focus on the present. What we do in the present will define the future.
Change was always started by someone. Change always starts with someone. Further to that,